This is Tim from Uniform, and in this video we will talk about loops. When you connect external data to Uniform, once in a while you will encounter a list of items. Think about latest products, best blog posts, things like that. And so if you want to show those on the page, you'll have a list of items you have to loop over to be able to render them. And so in this video I'll show you how to do that. So I have set up a custom data source to my own blog posts. And when you hit test here, you can see that what comes out is actually a list of the latest 3 items. If I make this 5 and I test again, I get the latest 5. You get my drift. And so if you want to know more about data types, there's another video in this series where I show exactly how this is done. So let's go to our homepage and set up this loop and list over these blog posts and show you how that is done. So there's already a component here that has a few cards in the Uniform Starter Kit design. And so these look perfect for my blog post. So let's first just do this. And we might not need description. All right, so now what we want is actually make this a dynamic list, because when you look at it now, these are actually kind of statically hard-coded cards. So we'll keep them here for a sec so you can see what the difference is when I add dynamic ones. So what we can do here is inside this component, we can actually add the loop component. You can see that up here. And so a loop needs a list of data that it can loop over. So you can actually select that data here. And so I can go to my articles, I want 3 of them, and say save. And now what it says, just give me where the result of that list is. So that sits in result in my API. It could also be called data or something else in your API. Just find the list, select the parent of that list, which is this, and you get the items. So we now have connected this list of 3 items to the loop. And now what you can do is actually in the body of the loop, we add a single card. And this card we can now connect to the items of the array or of the list. So the title is the title. And we can go on and on. And you will see it's starting to build up based on the data from the loop. So there's my image. Let's grab a badge and maybe I'll just add that to, let's say, the date. And make that blue, make it large, because why not? And what this actually does for you is now we have created a dynamic list that loops over the items that come back from your integration or data type. And if this list changes, it will change in Uniform as well, and it will then be again cached on the CDN Edge for super fast delivery. This can be a search result, it can be products, can be articles, it can be kind of anything that you want that has a list that comes back and it gets dynamically updated. If you want very specific caching properties, there are availabilities for that in your data source setup or your data type setup, but feel free to check our documentation to learn more. Cheers.